I came here with my children, and because I thought that this place was only for children, only to realize that me and the people that I came with, we enjoyed more than the children. That's why I thought that this is a beautiful place for everyone to come and enjoy. Please join us. Let's enjoy the show.
So here we have
Cheetah?
the hyenas.
Oh.
Yeah, these are the spotted hyenas.
Yes.
A pair spotted hyenas. You know hyenas as we call them scavengers.
Yeah.
They wait for the cats or the lions to catch their prey, and then they come for the meat, the leftovers.
Oh.
And then you have the vultures. You can see they're hanging. The vultures know. Usually hyenas have some meat around. So now the vultures are in company. This is a typical example of how the wild looks like. You'll always see a vulture next to a hyena or a lion. They think there is meat, you know. So it's a reflection of that kind of.
The vultures feed on meat.
Yeah, they love the leftovers, the remains, the carcasses. You know? So when this ones scavenge on the prey that the lions have hunted, then the vultures will come for maybe the carcasses, the leftovers, feed on that. So we have
they stay here.
Yeah, they also feed on meat.
Okay.
And they each get a share of 8 kilos of meat. Here we have the birds. These are the peacocks, the peafowls, sorry.
Okay.
The peacocks are male, then the peahens are female.
Oh.
So the peacocks are the ones that are lovely, they look beautiful. They're colored, and they have a beautiful tail called the train. Whenever they flash, these are the peacocks, the male.
Okay.
Then the peahens, okay, the peahens are right.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, peahens. Those are the peahens. They have the colors are dull. Okay. Those are the peahens. So when they flash that train, the tail, the peacock, it's meant it's a form of courtship. When they want to attract the female, they will flash it, you know. So they are beautiful. It's unfortunate. Well, that could be a reverse here in human nature, but
it's supposed to be the reverse.
Yeah.
The female is supposed to be beautiful.
Now those are parrots, the grey parrots.
Yes.
Locally in Uganda they call them kusu. I don't know how you call them, but sometimes the common name in Swahili is kasuku.
Kasuku.
Kasuku, that's the Swahili name.
Oh, this is the kasuku.
Yes, they mimic. They're good at mimicking.
Yes.
If trained. But most of these, some of them were rescued from traffickers. Some people keep them in their homes, but it's always advisable. You need to get a wildlife user right. You need to get a permit to have a parrot in your home because this is wildlife. So they need to teach you whenever you want a wildlife, you apply for a wildlife user right at Uganda Wildlife Authority. Then they will send you to Uwe to find out whether we have parrots. And when we come here and we have one, we train you how to feed it, what food stuffs, how to look after it and each and everything before we give it to you. Yeah. But you need a permit. Otherwise, when you have it and you don't have that right, it's illegal. It's considered illegal. We have a pair of rhinos.
Wow.
Like I said, these are members of the Big Five. The rhinos here in Uganda, they're called enkura. Enkura, yes.
Even in Nyankore.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. So the enkura are land mammals.
Yes.
They are next to the elephant in terms of mass.
Yes.
And they are poached, unfortunately, because of their horn. That horn has a substance called keratin. That is like in your fingernails, that same substance. And they are usually poached by the Asian world, members of the Asian world, China, Vietnam, who believe that horns are good for medicinal purposes, believe that horns sometimes are good for when they're making products, ornaments. So they take the horns.
Okay.
That's why they are at risk And in the 60s, we had a lot of black rhinos.
Yes.
But unfortunately, 60s, 70s, the government then and the political insurgency, they are wiped out. So currently, we have southern white rhinos.
Yes.
At the moment, there's a breeding program in Zua Rhino Sanctuary, Nakasongola, where they are trying to breed, they're breeding the southern white rhinos. So totally, currently in Uganda, we have 36 rhinos, or southern white rhinos. 34 in Nakasongola Zua, 2 are here. The one you see, one is male, another is female.
Yes.
The male rhino is called Kabira. Kabira is the oldest male rhino in Uganda. He came as early as 2000, 2001. They both came from Solilo Ranch in Kenya and were brought here for breeding. Unfortunately, they haven't given us any calves, but they've been here since 2000, 2001, so that makes it about 20 to 21 years.
Yes.
And Kabira is the name comes from Kabira Country Club.
Yes.
So they supported the translocation of this rhino from the other side to this. And then we have Sheraton,
Wow.
Kampala Hotel, supported the translocation, all the transportation from Kenya to Uganda. And they were named because of that noble gesture. They were named after these two companies. So they're here and they're feeding on, of course, they get the hay. Sometimes they're given pellets. They love so much. And they have this vegetation. They're the ones that have cleared this vegetation. Because during lockdown, we planted again, have cleared it. Even they consume the other vegetation. So the gentlemen you see are animal keepers who have supplied them with the vegetation, the hay, that grass, fresh hay to feed on. Others, they stay in the holding facility, up. They don't stay out here. So the only two birds that we have here, we have our national bird, commonly known as the crested crane, but it's called the grey-crowned crane. Without a doubt, whoever chose that bird did us proud as a country. It's very elegant, it's beautiful, it's gentle, and unfortunately it's endangered. Because many people, their habitats have been destroyed. Swamps have been destroyed. There's a lot of urban development in swamps. There's a lot of construction going on, you know. And so once you destroy the swamps, you're destroying their breeding grounds where they lay their eggs, you know. So they have no shelter or homes.
It's a rare bird.
It's a rare bird. It's a national pride. How do you keep national property in your home, you know, and how do you destroy, why do you destroy the habitat? So these actually are here for conservation education purposes, but they're comfortable because this is a wetland, and this is exactly the kind of environment they need out there in the wild. So we have this to teach people, to teach the generation about the importance of conserving our great crown. Yes, they are there, mainly in the wetlands. Yeah. But you call it Entuha, you call it Entuha, Uganda they call it Ngali, and it's a national bird, we're proud of it. But one thing about it, I think for people, is that it's very faithful, it's a very faithful bird. And it always has one partner for life. That is how special it is. That is why in most cases you've heard stories that a crane has been following a man. You've heard of those stories where a crane is in somebody's compound. You know, it's not living and people think it's witchcraft. No, sometimes when you capture its partner, you have to release the partner So that is why you see, they move in pairs, they're committed for life. And that is how beautiful it is. Something we should adopt,
Yeah.
as human beings from such birds. But it's our national pride.
Wow.
Yes. Then we have the shoebill. Shoebill is a prehistoric bird. Locally here in Uganda, they call it bulwe. It's mainly also in the wetlands. You can go to Mabamba, Makanaga, you'll find that bill. It has a big bill, which looks like a shoe. So this bird is unique. And tourists who come bird watching cannot miss. That is one of their priorities. And chances of seeing it are higher in Uganda than anywhere else. Murchison, Makanaga, Mabamba, and also have it at the Entebbe Zoo. And they always stay in this wetland ecosystem. A few years ago, we released one back to Makanaga because our ultimate goal is to release them back into the wild. Yeah, because that's where they should be. But the Japanese also love it because of its expression. It stands and bends its head and shakes its head. A kind of gesture common among the Japanese. They love when they're greeting, they bend their heads, and so they think it came from Japan. So many Japanese always visit to appreciate this bird. It's a wonder.
Okay.
Yes. We tell communities that with such a wetland, if you have shoebill, let's say Makanaga, tourists are going to come to appreciate that bird. Look at it. They will pay a fee, entrance or guiding fee. But at the end of the day, you can get papyrus from such a wetland and make a basket and sell to these tourists. Understand? So that's also a benefit. So instead of trying to destroy the wetlands, encroach agriculture and whatever to destroy the habitat for these birds, you can do other activities so that you have a double benefit. So they are preserved, the bird is safe, and you're also benefiting, making money. And that's what we're looking at, ecotourism and sustainable tourism. And then these are the threats: encroachment, of course, agriculture, industrial development. People growing a lot of flowers, herbs in wetlands, in most swamps, setting up facilities, accommodation facilities in swamps, pollution, chemicals. Factories are polluting, sending wastes into these wetlands, bushfires and hunting of wetland animals. They light the wetland so that they get the animals there. So when you light the whole, let's say, wetland, they believe they will run from one direction. But those things destroy them. And then the invasive species, the weeds that come up in wetlands and destroy that particular habitat. So these are things we are trying to let people know. We are creating awareness and sustainable use of this wetland.
Wow. I think the show was awesome. Alexie Rugasira again, still with you. Thank you so much. The time is not on our side. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Before you complain about this vervet, first find out where your home is. The origin of, was it a forest? And most of them are forests. Salama Road, Munyonyo, as far as Namugongo, these were forests. And these primates never move far away from their homes. They stick around. And then what people do, they plant banana, fruit trees, and remember they love fruits. So before you complain about this vervet, remember you encroached and you're there because of encroachment. So find a way of living, of coexisting with them. However, if they become problematic, we're always there to come in and rescue.